What's up, YouTube? Today I've got an interesting deck for you. Leaning into my love for Professor X, we wanted to build a deck that was going to lock down a lane and then win the other ones with a combination of either Galactus First Steps or Shang-Chi, Negasonic. It's kind of a mishmash deck, and it's evolved quite a bit, so before I talk about it too much here, let's take a look at the elevator pitch and see how this monstrosity works. So the low level pitch is that you're going to play early priority cards like Hydra Bob, Black Cat, and then transition into either Jennifer Kale to be able to play a 5-drop on 4 or Luna Snow. I think obviously you want the Luna Snow most of the time. And from there, then you can play either Professor X, and since you have a bunch of priority cards on the board, it's likely that you will steal a lane with Professor X. Or Cosmic Ghost Rider, which is very good on the Luna Snow lane to take out their Ice Cube. From there, you're hopefully building up your Galactus First Steps, and you have a ton of Merlin cards maybe, or you've got Negasonic to play, Red Guardian to mess them up, or at the end of the game, you just Shang-Chi their threats away and win that lane as well as Professor X. So that's kind of how it works. It makes more sense when you see it in motion, but let's get into the card by card. As always, before we get into each individual card, just want to say if you enjoy the videos, please consider subscribing to the channel. It'll help me get to my goal of 1,000 subscribers. We're in the 600s and hoping to get there, so any little bit helps. So if you're not subscribed, consider doing so. First card in the deck, Hydra Bob. As I said in the elevator pitch, we're looking for early priority cards in this deck, and Hydra Bob is obviously one of the best cards at that in the game. It's very interesting because if you haven't played a lot of this card, it makes you think about when you're snapping. Usually you're trying to press your advantage early in the game, but sometimes you want to wait because you want Hydra Bob to be able to move into a Professor X lane. So sometimes you're not always snapping when it seems like you should with this deck because of Hydra Bob, so just keep that in mind, especially when you see the gameplay. Black Cat, alongside Hydra Bob, this is the other premier early priority card since they buffed it to be a 1/5. Obviously, you're always playing it on turn 1 if you have it, and then there are times later in the game where it makes sense too. So Black Cat is just super good in this deck, obviously amazing with Professor X. Armor is here to protect your Galactus at the end of the game. A lot of times your Galactus is going to be a 20+ power card if everything goes according to plan, and having armor down early to give you a lane to be able to play that on is great. It's also very good at stopping your Ice Cube and their Ice Cube from being destroyed. Sometimes that's something you want. And then if you happen to run into a destroy deck, this is just game over. Jennifer Kale, the weakest card in the deck, but it is a secondary way to play 5 on turn 4. You could play something like Psylocke, but that kind of messes with the curve. So I actually think Jennifer Kale, since the ramp we want to do is almost always a 5 on 4, Jennifer Kale is the second best card in the game at doing that. Of course, Luna Snow being the best. Merlin is a premier 2-drop in this game. It is a toolbox. In addition to just being a great card on its own, giving you those tools to be able to turn off bad locations, it grows, polymorph cards. This is outstanding with Professor X. I've done Merlin Professor X decks before, and if people don't know, there was a change that Merlin skills and all skills can be played into a lockdown Professor X lane. That can just win you the game, even when the opponent thinks that, oh, you've played a Professor X somewhere that they had something. Well, a Merlin polymorph can come in, turn that Professor X into a 6-drop, and win the game at the end. So very, very fun, versatile card in a toolbox that you definitely want in this deck. Red Guardian is here for a couple reasons. It's obviously here for the Luna Snow synergy. Being able to play this after Luna Snow if you don't have a 5 can be very good, but there's just a lot of cards Red Guardian hits. If you're ever seeing end of turn stuff, it can turn off Sunspots, Bruce Banners, sometimes if they play it incorrectly, Invisible Woman First Steps. So there's obviously more than just that archetype, but this hits so many things. Definitely worth the include. Negasonic Teenage Warhead, because we're going to have a lot of priority. If you find yourself at the end of the game, this can just single-handedly win your other lane. This deck is kind of trying to do the lockdown Professor X lane, win the other lane somehow. If you don't get that Galactus going, this can be another way to do so. Also, I should say, let's go back, for Negasonic, because this deck has a lot of like signposts, especially with Galactus Heralds, to play here. Negasonic can be even better in this deck because you have priority and you have a feeling of where they're going to play. Then you've got Luna Snow. This card, as I mentioned earlier, is our typical way we want to go from 3 to 5 to play our Professor X or Cosmic Ghost Rider. We'll get to that. But Luna, one of my favorite cards. It just goes in so many decks. It does the thing I want to do a lot of the time. And here's another example of just the ramp being awesome. Shang-Chi, hard to avoid this card. Even though this is a priority deck, sometimes you're just going to need to take out something. An early Bruce Banner, you know, they play something, you know, in an early part of the game. You're going against Sauron. Whatever it happens to be, Shang-Chi just answers questions. And sometimes you're going for early priority, but you don't always want it late. Sometimes we're intentionally throwing it to then be able to Shang-Chi a second lane and win that way. So this card's just too good to not include and helps you pivot from a priority to non-priority. Professor X, I already mentioned a lot of what's going on here. One thing to keep in mind though, cards can move into Professor X lane, so if you come across a move deck, it can be a little bit more tricky. Plus, skills can be played there, so even though your Merlin skills can be played, watch out for things like Agamotto, Winds of Watum, you know, Clea, Flames of the Faltines spells, whatever it happens to be. But in general, this card is one of our win conditions, so gotta play it. And then Cosmic Ghost Rider, I know a lot of people aren't super high on this card. I personally love it, and it was the MVP in a ton of games. The number of targets, ongoing things that it kills, end of turn, even small things like I said before, playing the Luna Snow into Cosmic Ghost Rider just kind of, you know, clogs them up a little bit. They sometimes will immediately play on that lane just to get the Ice Cube out of there, and then you Cosmic Ghost Rider, so they completely clog themselves. So that play alone is good, and then just all the other things this shuts down. It can even be played, you know, at the end of the game for some surprise factor. I think this card is just really fun for me, who likes to destroy people's decks, but also more versatile than you would think. Then Galactus First Steps. This card is our beat stick. It gets huge. It's our typical way that we're going to try to win the game by Professor X, then Galactus. That's kind of the duo that this deck wants to do. Doesn't always work out, and the opponent knows it's coming. Sometimes it still can't stop it. It's so big. You have armor, whatever it is. Yeah, this card gets huge. That's why it's here. So that's the deck. Let's take one last look at everything going on here. It's fun. You're going to see some gameplay from the Infinite leaderboard where I did pretty well, and then I took it into an Infinite Conquest. I think I played some Gold Conquest and some Infinite Conquest. Didn't have time tonight to play through the whole thing, but I'll show you the games that I did play. We did lose a really long marathon battle, and I'll put that in there just so you can see. I think it went like 7-8 rounds. It was close, and this deck really has... I want to show you that because this deck can pivot. Even going against a deck where it's not favored, it has a chance to win the game, and we almost did win that one. So I'll end with that. But yeah, check out this gameplay. This deck's so much fun. Let's get Hydra Bob big. Seen a lot of this Wiccan deck today. I guess this is fine as a Galactus card. Okay, so Cannonball's obviously out there. So we could take out the Mercury right now. But I think it's probably better to just Luna. Professor X would be pretty funny. Okay. So we could snap right now, give us a chance to get Hydra Bob into Asgard. I do like this potential though. Taking out Mercury is pretty huge. As long as I don't move it. This will keep them from moving into Asgard. Nice. Interesting. So now Hydra Bob stays put. Okay. Do I risk just playing Galactus here now? We don't really have a way to win Asgard anymore. They can't cannonball this. Next turn we can play Negasonic on Danger Room. Maybe it's better to just take this risk. Nah, we'll lose. Okay. Nice. That's gigantic. Okay. So, Jennifer Kale and then Negasonic? Or does it just make more sense to play Shang just in case something crazy happens? Fenris is a 3 now, so is it possible they bring that back with like Airwalker or something crazy? Probably not. It wouldn't matter anyway. Alright, let's see if we can stick Negasonic. There's Shang. Okay. So we have 5 here, and they have 4 there, so that's that's close. Love that. Oh, I don't... would have rather not have 2 Jennifer Kales. But if we drop Prof X, it's all okay. We didn't, and we have Luna in hand, so we'll play Merlin. No reason to get a Jennifer Kale out. Scream. Okay. So I think I would like... I'd like the Cosmic Ghost Rider Scream. And I'm playing here to hopefully get Galactus going and also throw priority so that we can maybe hit 2 things in this lane. Ooh, there's another Scream. So now we probably don't want to Cosmic Ghost Rider here, because we hit this Scream and their Ice Cube. Actually, I think let's go on purpose, because we can even Red Guardian their other Scream next turn. Is this Spider-Man or something? Cannonball? Okay. That's fine. So now I'm thinking we Red Guardian here. Polymorph can be really juicy on Cosmic Ghost Rider. We'll have 7 to be able to do that, so maybe we just Presence and then Kale. Froze up? No, okay, there we go. Okay. Sure. Maybe now we can't polymorph the Cosmic Ghost Rider. Actually, we might be able to. We hit the cube first. Or is it better to just play Galactus here? Let's see. Is it too cute to just double polymorph? Because now we're not really putting power anywhere else. This would be 18. We don't have an extra though. So they could easily win these other lanes. So I think it's actually a better play now to do this. Hope that that flips that lane. Then they're going to play hard for Stark Tower, I believe. Wow, we're not. Let's see if this is enough on the polymorphs. Okay. Make this a nice 6, please. Not Arnim Zola. Okay. Cool. All 3. Okay. Let's get Hydra Bob going. Hopefully Merlin gives us an answer to Mindscape. Let's see, where do we want to do the Luna Cosmic Ghost Rider? Okay, now we do have 2 hits. Wave's not much. Is this Galactus? I'd have to play on Mindscape if it is. Wow. I think we just block a possible Galactus. Yeah, I'm guessing that's what that was. Okay. Now we're going to see if we can play a little Conquest with this deck. We're in the middle of a gold Conquest. Alright, no reason to play in Danger Room, obviously. Okay, we got Wiccan. Kind of a slow hand here. None of our 2 drops. No Black Cat. I think I would like to hit Merlin. Okay. Now Red Guardians are Herald. Unfortunately, we can't play one of our 5s. But we have priority, and we can... Okay. Let's pretend like we love the squirrels. We're just kind of snapping a little willy-nilly, trying to get some Conquest tickets out. Okay. If they snap, we'll reconsider where we place Merlin, because then Hydra Bob will move. Okay, Luna? Ooh, rocks. One of our 5 drops would be nice. Or not. So we could send the squirrel into our deck. Play Black Cat. Could play armor here. It's dangerous. I think they're more likely to try to play for this. So let's do this. I guess this order's fine. And boost the squirrel. Okay. Guess we could have armored over here, but oh, that's nice. Okay, wouldn't have mattered. Gladiator. Rock. Sure. Alright. So they could still snap and move Hydra Bob. Oh, this is fun. We could polymorph. Okay. I was going to polymorph the armor and then play Negasonic. Cool. Yeah, we're going to play in the Murder World. Wow. I kind of want to snap now, but then they would just possibly snap Hydra Bob back into there on turn 3, so let's just play out. We can even play armor and save it if we want to. Let's just do this. Hold on. I actually want Merlin over here. I want Kale over here. We lose it, that's okay. We can't play Prof X next turn anyway. Wow. Haven't seen Loki in a little bit. I'm surprised they didn't King Eitri after Loki. Okay. I don't want to snap. Because I want to armor. That's fine. Let's see. So they have our couple cards from our deck. They could play like a Hydra Bob or a Black Cat here, plus something else. Their stuff is incredibly cheap, but I think this is our only shot. Hopefully this isn't just Galactus. Oh, it's Bolt. Okay. Wow, so it's an Agamotto Loku deck. That's fun. Alright, so our Galactus will keep building, which is cool. They have priority. Okay, we'll activate Jennifer Kill. Let's undo everything. Let's activate Jennifer Kale. Okay. So we're going to get 3 extra energy, which means we can Galactus and Shang here. And I think that means we're safe to even play Hydra Bob out. To snap him away. I think we're safe over there. It would still leave us 5. We do this. We do this. It does tie this lane. Okay, I think we take it because Galactus grows. Nice. Okay. The early Galactus, but no 1-drop. There's potential. To steal this and grow our Galactus, and it worked out. Okay, so I have to decide if I'd rather Red Guardian the Quinjet or play Luna, and now I also have this Black Cat consideration. We don't have Prof X or Cosmic Ghost Rider in hand, so I think I'm actually going to just put some power down. The Quinjet, though. Okay. What are we even doing next turn? I'm gonna do this. Mole Man. Okay, they're just 1/1s, but that's amazing. We know they have skills here. Agamotto skills do make Professor X less powerful because they can window a tomb. Okay, so now maybe we just Red Guardian. Play Kale. Play Merlin, I suppose. Snap now while we don't have Hydro Bob. Hopefully they fill up the hub. Bolts. Okay. Kind of just want to play Galactus down. This makes it more difficult for them to avoid Asteroid M. They could fill it up here accidentally. Also, this Omniversal Presence could allow us to build this Merlin and help us in that lane, so I don't think we need the Galactus there. Oh, Agony, okay. Alright. Ghost Rider. That's now Shongable if we draw Shong. Okay, we did. So this would beat their Shong if they play it. And then we could... We could even do something crazy like Joaquin and do this. But I think it's probably better to just kind of load up on one of these lanes. Let's see. Aunt Maze might have saved us here, depending on what they're playing. Okay. Nice. Well played. We got Sakyo. Okay. I don't think it really matters where we play Hydra Bob right now without Galactus in hand. Ending up on Rocket Pad would be fine. End of turn. Cosmic Ghost Rider could be really nice for us in this matchup. Plus we have Red Guardian. I think I'll snap and I'll play Merlin over here since that'll move Hydra Bob. Okay. So Bruce, please just stay like Bruce for a little bit till I can get Cosmic Ghost Rider on you. Unfortunately, no Luna. A little dangerous playing on expansion with another card coming there. Ooh, does nothing. Oh, gets them a card. Electra. Okay. Just hang out one more turn, Bruce. This is kind of fun. The double Omniversal Presence. Okay. I'm hoping this pet mansion doesn't actually affect next turn. It's just this turn 4. I'm not 100% sure how that interaction works, because I really want to play Cosmic Ghost Rider on Rocket Pad. Thank goodness. Alright. I think we're in really good shape now. This appears to just be high Evo, by the way. Not full end of turn, but we'll shut off Bruce nonetheless. I was going to say, I wonder if they even just pass and She-Hulk Infinite. Oh, it is end of turn. So now I think we just... Do we always just play this here? We forgot to Kale last turn, that's a mistake. Doesn't matter. Squirrels. Okay. It's Bruce. So we have a 50-50 if we want to try to hit Bruce. I think we have to snap just in case we hit it. Try to guarantee a cube. At least we have Shang. I'll put armor in Vibranium Mines. Okay. So we can take a risk here and play Professor X, because I think we're going to retreat anyway, so if we happen to somehow snipe Central Park, then Shang could take care of Bruce. Huh. That's why it was a risk. Magic. Okay, so we're actually tied there. Interesting. If we had drawn Hydra Bob, it could have been interesting. Yeah. Gotta retreat. They could just float Sunspot energy and win the right. The thing is, even if they had not played Magic here, Shang-Chi plus all this wouldn't be enough to beat killing the Hulk. Ooh, interesting. Do we want a destroyer? I think we can outpace that. Thing is, do I want to snap? Probably not, because that'll move out Hydro Bob. If we play this, we could still move the Hydro Bob out. Nice. Now we can snap. Okay. I like the tension with Hydro Bob because sometimes you want to snap because you know you're in a good position, but you don't want to because it'll mess up something on the board to mess up that position. It's a cool little tension. It's really a great card. Really nice balance. Okay, that's Black Cat easy. They have our Kale or Negasonic or Black Cat. Look at the Cyclops. I don't think I want to snap yet. They don't have Black Cat, so they have Kale or Negasonic. Snap on Cosmic Ghost Rider. Bruce. The Cyclops isn't very good for us, actually. Because we're not going to be floating a lot of energy. We definitely want to activate Kale, because we can Ghost Rider next turn then. Okay, we didn't snipe them, but we do give a little Galactus boost. Okay. Let's hope Bruce doesn't go off. Oh no, not Sentry. It's kind of worst case scenario for us. Because now this does nothing. Because we're going to lose this lane if we play that. Anyway. I think we just clog over here. Jennifer Kale, I assume. Oh, they lose their Sunspot. Interesting. They do have Negasonic. Okay, they're gonna move our Hydro Bob. Okay. Fantastic car. It's only 19. Gotta retreat. That was a tricky one. Okay. We're not out yet. Wow. Bad hand. I'll take out Bruce. I don't know how good that is. Okay. Thank you. I really wanted to be able to play a 5 next turn. It's actually pretty huge. And we get priority. We snap. Even though they might play here in Baxter Building, I think we have a chance with some polymorphs. Because that would hit Professor X, turn him into a 6. We can even go up to a 7 if we want. And they didn't play there, so that's huge. Okay. So now we can even... They have to worry about Omniversal Presence. We could take out this Fantastic Car package over here. And Misty Knight to stop their buffs on Mr. Fantastic. It's pretty sweet. Okay, we have the Shang for that. If we want. Shang here gives us 5. And then we Negasonic here. Unless they have a way to add to Baxter Building, I'm not thinking of. Okay. Cool. Alright, still alive. Professor X won us that game. So this is automatically 2 cubes. We could throw them all in right now if we want to. Whew. Let's wait. Ooh, as tempting as it is to play here, I think I actually go for this play. Just snap. I want to force them to commit here. If it turns, that Bruce Hulk's going to be gigantic. Let's see. Okay. Now they really got to commit hard if they want to. They got to commit right now if they want to win Space Throne. We could just go over here and take this, but I think this riskier play is better. Even if they see this coming and they play into Space Throne, we still have a chance to win the other two since we have Shang in hand. Okay. Still got a shot. Hold on. Maybe this is better. Okay. I mean, unfortunately, this is our only potential play that wins us the game. But they probably just have Hulk. Yeah. All right. Well, that was the chance we had to take. I gotta win back-to-back games. So there's no snapping, which means Hydro Bob's gonna stay put. Stinks we didn't draw any of our twos there. See if we can snipe here. That's not a great snipe. Merlin would have been really nice in this game. That is too late, Jennifer. Keep our options open for Professor X. Okay. An early transform is actually probably better for us. I don't know if I even want a Professor X right now. I think we just take out Invisible Woman. Yeah. We know we want energy, even if we're not going to use it. I think we just force the issue now. Nice. Okay. One more game. Man, squirrels again. Okay, no snapping. Squirrels are a pain in the butt. Oh, yuck. Nothing here we want. Guess we just play Cap. Well, that's terrifying. Luna, possibility that they play in the Central Park. What are you gonna get? Isan. Wow. Okay. I don't even know what to do with that. I mean, huh. I guess we just go for a Shang play. Actually, I don't know if Shang's even good enough. A-bomb. That was crazy. Okay, so after I finished with this video record, I went to bed and couldn't fall asleep, so I decided to play one last Infinity Conquest, and this is the final round of that Infinity Conquest. I had to include it because, as you'll see, I end up winning the Infinity Avatar. So our final boss here, Double Edge. Get the Black Cat down on turn 1, which is great. Merlin Chimichanga to just keep some priority. I usually like to activate Aunt May's right away. It turns out they're playing Scream, so it's kind of a good thing we did. So TVA comes down and we have Merlin, already have the Omniversal Presence. We snap because now we have the information advantage of knowing we can turn off TVA, but they don't know if we actually can. And we have the option to do so. Plus this deck plays a lot of priority, so even with the Scream deck, I think we have a chance. So we get down Luna, they do get to hit Merlin with Scream and Spider-Man. But Luna into Cosmic Ghost Rider has been one of our favorite plays. They have a way to get a lot of power on the board here with Scream and Kingpin. So we consider playing Omniversal Presence to turn off TVA. Can we actually get enough power though? Cosmic Ghost Rider is a consideration because we would hit Kingpin and the Ice Cube. They might overcommit right now thinking we'll let the game end. And they actually snap us back. So now I have to be thinking that they think they'll put enough power on the board right now. So I'll probably pivot and not do the Omniversal Presence. Still messing around with it, trying to figure it out. And we do end up going for that route. This way we have more turns to win the game, and hopefully they overcommitted. Okay, so we both get our ice cubes blown up. Cosmic Ghost Rider can turn off their Scream, which will really matter in this game. Activate Jennifer Kale. And then we choose to polymorph the Hydra Bob, since it's down to a 1-0. This will hopefully give us something nicer. Just a cannonball to move the black cat doesn't hurt us too much. Take out the scream for next turn. We get a little 3 power boost from the Hydro Bob into Elixir. So now we have some options, but at the end of the day we have the Galactus first steps. If we play it middle and they don't play anything else there, we would have enough power to win the middle. We're already represented well on the left, and Sauron on the right would win us that lane if they ignore it. We check their hand, they have 7 cards in hand, so it's kind of unlikely that they're going to play just one thing, but so we pivot, assuming they'll play something middle. We try out Galactus on the right. And if we commit there, then it's just between Sauron or Omniversal Presence, but we're already putting so much on the right, we try out the Sauron. Unfortunately, they tried to arrow us, but we have Galactus down. And we take game 1 for 8 cubes. So now we get to round 2, game 2. And we're in really good shape here. We snap to press our advantage since we have Black Cat off the top. And this way they have to commit right now whether they want to play this game for all the marbles. So Batrock is actually awesome here because we have Negasonic on turn 3 to turn that off. That's an easy Hydro Bob. And we get the draw right away. They actually skip turn 2, so now we definitely are going to turn off that Batrock. And this Red Guardian is probably going to make them pretty mad, understandably. And they play the Polaris, but it doesn't do very much for them without the Batrock moving. And at this point the opponent gets a little toxic and starts spamming emotes at us. So now we have priority. We'll just play Negasonic and hope to snipe something. They stagger on, so now our middle lane is pretty static because Hydro Bob can no longer move, no more snaps in this game. So now it's more interesting. So now I think for a while whether I want to go Professor X on the right. I think I take it in and out a couple times. At the end of the day, I decided that since they're all in here, I think we have to take the shot that they're not going to play in the museum to try to avoid the Negasonic. Sometimes you want to just like proc the Negasonic and turn it off. But after I try a couple different things, I think I end up committing to Professor X on the right. Because if it sticks, it's a game-winning move. And, you know, it doesn't hurt that we don't have any other great play. Cosmic Ghost Rider's not doing too much, so we end up just going for the Hail Mary. Because they're probably going to win middle, so we need to steal a lane right now. Unfortunately, they play left. And so now, because Shang wouldn't do anything, we just play Galactus and hope it's enough. A couple of modes later, and it's Scream and Spider-Man. And I don't usually emote, but when they're spamming them, we'll give them the Dazzler. And yeah, somehow we pulled it out. Late at night after recording this video, we get the Infinity Avatar, and I decided that this awesome Flaviano Negasonic was the one to get the treatment. This is my 8th Infinity Avatar ever, and glad to get it with this fun deck. It's pretty. So that was a look at this Professor Cosmic deck, as I'm calling it. Made this late in the season. I do think I'm going to start off next season, seeing how far I can climb with it, see if I can get to Infinite pretty quickly, because I made it too late in the season to really make a push, to really play a lot of Conquest, but this deck's right up my alley. I love Professor X shenanigans, and it's very different from what I typically play with Professor X, so give it a try. I think you'll like it too if you're into this style of deck. And let me know what you think in the comments. I respond to every single one of them. Be happy to talk about this deck, other decks you want to see, whatever it is. Thanks for watching. Later.